Oh, sorry, seniors. I was hiding under the mask. I can't wait till the day we get to throw these masks away. All right, seniors, if you are in the A through L group, you know that our 2 days in class this week were cut short. We had a 2-hour delay with 20 minutes. I was passing back your picture, senior proofs. So we missed out on the rest of the notes that we needed. So I got to make a video so that you can get the rest of these notes, and I'll upload it into the page on lesson 2 of Unit 4. So let's get right to it. We've already done part of this in class, so we'll do the other part now. I'll have to show you a good joke here from Alex Ellison's calendar. Remember when plastic surgery was a taboo subject? Now you mention Botox and nobody raises an eyebrow. I'll admit, Alex had to explain that to me. Evidently, Botox like freezes your face. And you can't raise your eyebrows. You can't be like The Rock, you know. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? If you'll remember back to class A through L group, we told you a story about how Indy, when he was 4 years old, he got a pardon from Mr. Knight at the Shell station. Obviously, that's going to relate to the power of a presidential pardon. I had you think about who in your group is the peacemaker in your group of friends, because peacemaking relates to diplomacy, the art of peacemaking, and peaceful relations with other countries, which is also something the president and the executive branch is responsible for. The very first thing we put in our notes, guys, was presidential powers. These are powers that the president has, okay? We started taking these notes on the second day, and I think we got almost all the way through with them. The president has the power to pardon and reprieve. The difference between a pardon and a reprieve is simple. A pardon wipes the whole slate clean. President Trump has pardoned Lil Wayne. So some of you guys are happy about that. Lil Wayne, peace out to you. The president has wiped the slate clean. A reprieve is different than a pardon. A pardon was what Mr. Knight did for little 4-year-old Indy. He got a pardon. He wiped the slate clean because Indy brought back the candy he stole. A reprieve means that the sentence is just delayed. It's not wiped clean, it's just delayed. The president has the power to appoint those people to his cabinet, Supreme Court justices, federal judges, etc. But there's a check to that. Remember, the Senate has to approve all presidential nominees. The president, as a peacemaker, is allowed to make treaties. Congress has to sign these treaties and officially approve them. But the president has that power to work with peaceful relations with other countries. The president can call a special session of Congress. He has the power to veto bills. Congress can override that with a 2/3 majority. He's also the commander-in-chief of the United States military. He has the power to issue executive orders. The only check to an executive order is the Supreme Court can declare that executive order is unconstitutional. We talked about that in class. And lastly, and maybe most importantly, his power of persuasion. President Joe Biden will be inaugurated today, and he will become our 46th president. And Joe Biden will use his power of persuasion to push some of his ideas and policies through Congress. The power of persuasion, perhaps, is the president's greatest power. As the most known man, powerful man in the world, he can use that power of persuasion to his benefit and to our country's benefit. Now, many of you at home wear different hats. Some of you wear, what I'm talking about is you have different roles. Sometimes you're a daughter, sometimes you're a girlfriend. When you come to school, you put your student hat on. You're a student. Sometimes some of you seniors have a job. So when you go to work, you put your job hat on. You have to do your job as a worker, an employee. We all have many different hats we wear every day. So the next part of our notes talks about the many different hats that the president wears. You can pause this at any time, but the president wears many hats as the leader of our executive branch and the leader of our country. He's our chief law enforcer. It's the executive branch's job to carry out the laws. At the top of that is the president. Now, he has 15 executive departments under him to help run the country because one man can't do it all, but he's our chief law enforcer. He's also the party leader. Now, that doesn't mean he has more parties than anybody, and the White House is all kinds of ragers and going on. No, that's political party. The president is the leader of his political party because he is the top elected official in his political party. For President Trump, he was the Republican Party leader. Now, for President Joe Biden, he will be the leader of the Democratic Party, and that's the hat he wears as President of the United States. Another hat that Joe Biden's getting ready to get put on is he wears the Commander-in-Chief hat as commander of our military. He's also our chief diplomat. He wears that hat a lot. Diplomat, root word, diplomacy, means peacemaking. He is the chief peacemaker with foreign relations in our country. He also wears the hat to shape our public policy. And let me tell you real quick, the first 100 days of President Biden's presidency, he's going to be shaping public policy about COVID relief, COVID stimulus checks, unemployment relief, and he's going to have to address immigration. The hat that he wears is going to shape our public policy through the next, 4 years of his presidency, maybe 8 if he can win re-election. And we go down to the last one. He becomes a major legislative player. That's right, I said player. Don't hate the game, hate the player. He's going to be, and what that means is he's constantly going to be working with Congress to push his ideas and his legislative plans through Congress to become laws. For example, he's a legislative player. He's already promised $1,400 stimulus checks to the American people. So now that he takes office today, he's got to be a legislative player. He's got to go to the House and to the Senate, and he's going to be, hey guys, I promised the American people this. We got to get this done. He's going to use his power of persuasion and his legislative player hat on, and he is going to work with Congress to get these policies passed into law. So those are the different hats the president wears. Now, the president does have some limits to his power, and this is our EQ number 4. We had to add the hats and the powers in there, but now we go to EQ number 4. Congress can limit the president as commander-in-chief. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but Donald Trump could not declare war. Joe Biden cannot declare war. Only Congress can give an official declaration of war. But the president does have the power. He does have the power to approve military action if it's 60 to 90 days. So he has to have congressional approval first, but he can approve military action as long as it don't last over 60 to 90 days. Now you say, well, wait a minute, why is that 60 to 90 days? Well, that gives him 30 days. It's 60 days, but he does have 30 days to withdraw troops. So it gives him basically 60 to 90 days to take military action with congressional approval without an official declaration of war. Now we have a few vocabulary words. Foreign policy. Well, this is our plan for dealing with other countries. That's our foreign policy. And President Biden's going to be dealing with this. What's his foreign policy with Iran? What's his foreign policy going to be with Mexico? What's his foreign policy with Canada? The foreign policy is your plan, the government's plan, and how you're going to interact with other countries, how you're going to deal with them. That's what foreign policy means. Now, here's this word we talked about with that person in your group of friends who was the peacemaker, diplomacy. This means the art of peacemaking. And I say art because it is an art. Some people are made out to be peacemakers, as some of y'all told me in your stories today about who in your group of friends is a peacemaker. Some of you said it's definitely not me, and we laughed about it. But diplomacy is the art of peacemaking, and peaceful relations with other countries is a very important job of the President and the Department of State. We already told you the President has the power to make treaties, approved by Congress at the end, but these are official written agreements between countries, signed, delivered, they are official. Now, does that mean countries don't go back on treaties? If you remember your World War II history, Stalin and Hitler signed a non-aggression pact, a treaty that neither one of them would attack each other. But the first thing Hitler did was he turned tails and attacked Russia. He ignored the treaty. Well, we all know what the Russian winter did to his army and what happened to Hitler in World War II. But treaties are written agreements between countries. You know the difference today between a pardon and a reprieve. Indy got a pardon, clean slate from Mr. Knight at the Shell Station, cleared him of all charges. Lil Wayne got a pardon, clean slate from President Trump. But a reprieve is to delay your sentence. So that's the difference between those two words. And lastly, usually this time of year, we always are coming up on the State of the Union address. It usually happens in January of every year. The State of the Union address is an annual speech by the president about the condition of our country. Joe Biden may or may not do that earlier, but usually the inaugural address will take place of that. So he will give an inaugural address today as he talked to the country about the State of the Union as he takes over as the new 46th President of the United States. And next year we will be looking forward to President Biden's State of the Union address that he will be talking about in January. At first, FDR had these things that were on the radio. There was no TV, but now, of course, the State of the Union address is always broadcast live on TV. You might have noticed it because you probably noticed it on all your local channels at one time. You were trying to find something to watch, and every channel you went to had the State of the Union address on it. But I beg you, don't change the channel, watch it. See what the president has to say about our country. Now, I'm going to be activating you in the next lesson about the trench coat. I'm going to try to bring it to school that day. Maybe it'll be in a video. But at any rate, for you A through L students, these are the notes that we didn't get to finish in class today. So I put this out there for a video because you're going to need this to complete that Unit 4 halfway quiz about the president. You're going to need the answers from these notes to take that quiz. So I'm going to put this video in our folder. For those of you who are M through Z students, if you by chance want to watch this video tonight and take notes, then you can go ahead and do that. But you shouldn't have to because I'm going to be seeing you guys in class on Thursday and Friday. So we'll be in here together to take these notes. But I'm putting this video out there mainly for our A through L students. Seniors, I forgot to give you, one of my classes reminded me, I have your Christmas present with your pennies there to show you that you are unique and valuable, your own lucky penny. So for you A through L students, the next time I see you next week, I'll be getting those to you. I'll talk to you soon, seniors. Don't forget, study for your President's Quiz number 1, the first 15 presidents. We'll be going over those again next week and reviewing them. And also, don't forget to bring back in your senior proofs for your pictures for Miss Walls. The M through Z students will be getting those on Thursday, so we'll take care of that. It's been a long day. Coach E's is tired. I need a nap. Yes, a nap. I think I'm going to go home and take a nap. Hey, peace out.